At the outset, we can start with the flower. Our sweet mother has given the spiritual significance, dynamic power to the red color hibiscus flowers. We all know we have seen the mother's feet surrounding the hibiscus flowers. Such a beautiful look. So, our great Mahashakti surrounded by that beautiful power flowers. In English, we have this word power. We also use the words energy, dynamism, execution, etc. But in India, all these words are expressed in one single word, that is Shakti. I think in almost all the languages of India, so all the uh, from north to south of India, when we say Shakti, people will understand what does it mean. Coming to the title of the talk, the Shakti aspect in Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, the title of the epic poem, Savitri, Savitri, a legend and a symbol, itself announces the aspect of Shakti. Before going into the poem, let us explore the background. Why Sri Aurobindo chose Savitri as the main character of his epic. We know that Sri Aurobindo used to sign his letter during his political period as Kali. Many of you might have read his letters signed in that way. So, in one of his letters to his brother, Sri Aurobindo himself explains. It is in autobiographical notes of Sri Aurobindo in page number 131. Or it is again, as in the tale of Savitri, the passion of a single woman in its dreadful silence and strength, pitted against death, the divorcer of souls. Even in a purely domestic tale like the Romance of Null, the central idea is that of the spirit of degeneracy, the genius of the Iron Age, overpowered by a steadfast conjugal love. He continues like this: I who have read their tale in the swift and mighty language of Valmiki and Vyasa, and thrilled with their joys and their sorrows, cannot persuade myself that it is so. Surely, Savitri, that strong, silent heart, with her powerful and subtly indicated personality, has both life and charm. So, this strong, silent heart of Savitri might have made an impact on him to create such an epic. Dr. Manoj Das, who gave a talk at Savitri Bhavan in 2007, which has been published in Invocation 27, has talked about the three heroines of the Indian epic, Ramayana and Mahabharata. He says, the great epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, as Sri Aurobindo explains in his Foundations of Indian Culture, are projections of the Vedic truth. Today we focus on three women characters and their roles in this formidable conflict that continues to this day. They are Savitri, Sita, and Draupadi. They are interesting and very revealing. Of the three, Savitri is senior most. In the Vanaparva of the Mahabharata, a renowned rishi, Markandeya, is talking to Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava, in the course of which Yudhishthira observes, have you ever known any woman comparable for her strength of character and determination to Draupadi? Says Markandeya. Yes, I know of one, Savitri, the daughter of Aswapati, the king of Madra. These are the characters who have played a leading role in liberating mankind from the dominance by the forces of darkness that play havoc with human life through their egomaniac conduct. In the author's note of Savitri, Sri Aurobindo says, Savitri is the divine word, daughter of the sun, goddess of the supreme truth, who comes down and is born to save. We have to look carefully the words of Sri Aurobindo. Savitri is the divine word, the supreme truth, who has come down and is born to save this men and earth. She is the mighty mother who could save the men and the world. When we think of Savitri, it is easy that immediately the picture of our sweet mother comes in front of us. The aspect of divine love and the supreme truth manifested through Savitri saves our world. The author's note ends like this. Still, this is not a mere allegory. The characters are not personified qualities, but incarnations or emanations of living and conscious forces with whom we can enter into concrete touch, and they take human bodies in order to help man and show him the way from his mortal state to a divine consciousness and immortal life. So, if we think of Savitri, then she comes and helps because she is an incarnation or emanation, a living embodiment of Shakti that helps man to lead the path towards immortal life. The whole Savitri is an absolute bundle of Shakti, as these are not mere words but a high level spiritual experience of our Master and the Mother. To Mona Sarkar, the mother says, all this is his own experience, and what is most surprising is that it is also my own experience. It is my sadhana which he has described. Each object, each event, each realization, all the descriptions, even the colors are exactly what I saw, and the words, the phrases are also exactly what I heard. And all this before having read the book. I read Savitri many times afterwards. But earlier, when he was writing, he used to read it to me. Every morning, I used to hear him read Savitri. At night, he would write, and in the morning, read it to me. And I observed something strange that day after day, the experiences he read out to me in the morning were those I had the previous night, word for word. Yes, all the descriptions, the colors, the pictures I had seen, the words I had heard, all, all I heard it, put by him into poetry, into miraculous poetry. Yes, they were exactly my experiences of the previous night, which he read out to me the following morning. And it was not just one day, but for days and days together. And every time I used to compare what he said with my previous experiences, and they were always the same. I repeat, it was not that I had told him my experiences and that he had noted them down afterwards. No, he knew already what I had seen. It is my experiences he has presented all along, and they were also his experiences. It is moreover the picture of our adventure together into the unknown, or rather into the supermind. So, throughout the poem, Sri Aurobindo started emphasizing the Shakti aspect of Savitri. In book one, in the very first canto itself, he portrays the silent courage, strength, and the love of Savitri. No cry broke from her lips, no call for aid. She told the secret of her woe to none. Calm was her face, and courage kept her mute. Apart living within all lives she bore, aloof, she carried in herself the world. Her dread was one with the great cosmic dread. Her strength was founded on the cosmic mights. The universal mother's love was hers. What an expression! No, our mother alone can carry the whole world on her shoulder. Who else can do this? Here is the character of Savitri. This is in Canto 2. All in her pointed to a nobler kind. Ardent was her self-poised will, her mind a sea of wide sincerity, passionate in flow, had not one turbid wave. As in a mystic and dynamic dance, a priestess of immaculate ecstasies, inspired and ruled from truth's revealing vault, moves in some prophet cavern of the gods, a heart of silence in the hands of joy, inhabited with rich creative beats, a body like a parable of dawn that seemed a niche for veiled divinity or golden temple door to things beyond. Again in page 16 of Savitri, for even her gulfs were secrecies of light. At once she was the stillness and the word, a continent of self diffusing peace, an ocean of untrampling virgin fire, the strength, the silence of the gods were hers. Aswapati, the father of Savitri, wants to brought down to earth's dumb need her radiant power. He did his inner journey and finally at the end of book 2 got the darshan of the mother. Here are the beautiful lines. Above them all, she stands, supporting all. The sole omnipotent goddess, ever veiled, of whom the world is the inscrutable mask, the ages are the footfalls of her tread, their happenings the figure of her thoughts, and all creation is her endless act. His spirit was made a vessel of her force. Mute in the fathomless passion of his will, he outstretched to her his folded hands of prayer. The mother, Mahashakti, appeared as a light appeared, still and imperishable. Attracted to the large and luminous depths of the ravishing enigma of her eyes, he saw the mystic outline of a face. It is just an outline. It is not the whole face that Aswapati saw, but just an outline. The outline itself, made a delightful experience. Overwhelmed by her implacable light and bliss, an atom of her illimitable self, mastered by the honey and lightning of her power, tossed towards the shores of her ocean ecstasy, drunk with a deep golden spiritual wine, he cast from the rent stillness of his soul a cry of adoration and desire, and the surrender of his boundless mind, and the self giving of his silent heart. He fell down at her feet, unconscious, prone. He fell down at her feet, unconscious, prone. When we read these lines, when I read these lines, I could not even control myself. So, thinking about our mother and want to make a pranam, such a powerful lines. In the early days, Sri Aurobindo used to call the mother as Meera. An avatar knows she is the Shakti, she is the executrix, she is everything. But when Sri Aurobindo started calling her, when Sri Aurobindo started calling her as mother, here I would like to narrate the reminiscences by Nolinida. In the beginning, Sri Aurobindo would refer to the mother quite distinctly as Meera. For some time afterwards, this may have extended over a period of years, we could notice that he stopped at the sound of M and uttered the full name Meera, as if after a slight hesitation. To us, it looked rather queer at that time, but later we came to know the reason. Sri Aurobindo's lips were on the verge of saying mother. But we had yet to get ready, so he ended with Meera instead of saying mother. No one knows for certain on which particular date, at what auspicious moment, the word mother was uttered by the lips of Sri Aurobindo. But that was a divine moment in unrecorded time, a moment of destiny in the history of man and the earth. For it was at this supreme moment that the mother was established on this material earth, in the external consciousness of man. So this itself is enough what to say, no? So when our beloved Shraddhavan started publishing the English of Savitri volumes, she took up book 3 as the second volume after publishing book 1. We all know why. Because book 3, the book of the Divine Mother, for the Aurobindo family, it is very close to our heart. So in book 3, there is a small excerpt. As the soul moves close to its self-discovery, there comes an absolute stillness. All the all that the mind has known is unreal. Only an inconceivable is left. This escape is not the crown for its labors. It has a goal to fulfill, a mystery to solve. He feels a being of wisdom, power, and delight, embracing nature, world, and soul. So Asupati sees all this, a being. From this being's beautiful luster flows into Aswapati's heart, touching through him all sentient beings. Aswapati acts like a medium. Through him, all the sentient beings are touched. all turns felicitous and beautiful. This is the mother of all, the mediatrix between earth and the Supreme. We all know there are many beautiful passages in book, book 3, Canto 2, the Adoration of the Divine Mother. And here are some lines. A mother might brooded upon the world. Next, the undying truth appeared, the enduring power, the mother of all godheads and all strengths, who mediatrix binds earth to the Supreme. Asopati prays to the mother. Will you not incarnate your force and send a living form of yourself to earth and let one great act unlock the doors of fate? The mother accepts Asopati's prayer. Sri Aurobindo gives a beautiful picture of beauty because the Shakti, Savitri, is going to born, and before her birth, it is the spring season. We all know Sri Aurobindo is a great poet, and he explains so beautifully the season of spring. He describes that when everything was in ecstatic state, a hymn of rays, a strain of choral priestly music, the sway of trees, a sacrifice of perfume filled the hours. Asoka trees bloom like crimson flame. White jasmines enamored the air. Pale mango flowers, brown bees muttered in fragrance. The sunlight was a great god's golden smile, and all nature was at the festival of beauty. So when Savitri born, even the earth was ready to welcome her. So now the Parashakti touched the earth. In this high signal moment of the gods, answering earth's yearning and her cry for bliss, a greatness from our other countries came, a silence in the noise of earthly things, immutably revealed the secret word. A mightier influx filled the oblivious clay. A lamp was lit, a sacred image made. A mediating ray had touched the earth, bridging the gulf between man's mind and God's. Its brightness linked our transience to the unknown. That is the role of the avatars. No? As Savitri grows, she loved all and spoke no word and made no sign. When she grows, she is beautiful and become, in her Sri Aurobindo's own words, a friend and yet too great wholly to know. She is our great friend, but even we could not know her fully, what she is and who she is. She walked in their front towards a greater light. That is enough for us, for all of us. If we are in front of the mother or in front of even the photo of the mother, that itself is enough that we could get light, her radiance, their leader and queen over their hearts and souls. One close to their bosoms, yet divine and far. This is our Mahashakti mother. She is our close friend, close to our bosoms, and yet she is transcendent, divine, and far. So he Sri Aurobindo explains her beauty or how Savitri looks like. First, brow. Her brow, a copy of clear, unstained heavens. People who have a broader brow, normally we think that they are people of wisdom. So here Sri Aurobindo mentions about Savitri, her brow. Her brow, a copy of clear, unstained heavens. It is not of earth, it is of a celestial. Was meditation's pedestal and defense. It is like a meditation, a pedestal for meditation and defense. The very room and smile of musing space, its brooding line, infinity's simple curve. When we think there will be lines on our forehead, so Sri Aurobindo says this, its brooding line, the lines that are in our brow, its infinity's symbol curve. Now her eyes and forehead. Amid her tresses cloudy multitude, her long eyes shadowed as by wings of night. Under that moon gold forehead's dreaming breath were seas of love and thought that held the world. We know the experience of the mother. She shared with us when she was a small child. No, in the night she goes into a world and her gown grows and grows, and then all the people come under her gown, under the dress, and feel happy and saved, and all the diseases are cured. So when I read these lines, this experience comes to my mind. Marveling at life and earth, they saw truths. For it is the eyes of love that held the world. We also see the courage of Savitri, the noble aspect of Shakti. She met Satyavan in the forest and chooses her soulmate. When Narad proclaims that Satyavan will die in a year and her mother asked her to choose another mate, but with determination, Savitri says, my father, I have chosen, this is done. So the Shakti aspect have this determination, strong will. Even for a human being, it is necessary to make some decisions in our life. So, following that, death's grip can break our bodies, not our souls. Why she is not willing to find another mate? This is her answer. Death's grip can break our bodies, not our souls. If death take him, I too know how to die. Let fate do with me what she will or can. I am stronger than death and greater than my fate. My love shall outlast the world. Dooms falls from me, helpless against my immortality. What a determination. No? Fate's law may change, but not my spirit's will. The loving words of Satyavan about Savitri also is so beautiful. But thou hast come, and all will surely change. So when Savitri comes into our life, even if we keep that book in our shelves, it will radiate its light. It is for sure. Many people used to say they don't understand Savitri, but it is not necessary. Even if we read it, with a empty heart, nothing. And then one could understand the light it gives to us. But thou hast come, and all will surely change. I shall feel the world mother in thy golden limbs. What a great, no? It is not an ordinary human love. He says, I shall feel the world mother in thy golden limbs, and hear her wisdom in thy sacred voice. Just in her voice, he could hear her wisdom. It is a revealing word. When she knew that Satyavan will die in a year, she was reminded by a voice to find her soul. So she got married with Satyavan and then moves to the forest. These stories you know very well. But here, the many aspects of Savitri, which reminds the power, no? It is in book 7, while she was exploring the inner journey to find her soul, to conquer death. Here are the beautiful uh, experiences. She meets three Madonnas. In that exploration of her inner journey, as she ascends towards the dwelling place of her soul, deep in inner mind, Savitri meets three mother figures, each claiming to be her secret soul. They are all saying, I am your soul. The first is the mother of divine compassion, who bears and comforts the sufferings of all living things, but lacks the strength to save them or change the world. From the lower levels of nature, she is echoed by the man of sorrows, full of self-pity, and hatred. Then Savitri encounters the mother of might, whose task is to help the unfortunate, save the doomed, to reward the strong, and to battle against the hostile forces. Her echo is the arrogant ego of this great world of desire, who claims earth and the wide heavens for the use of man. Last, she meets the Mother of Light, the power which works for God and leads humanity through death to reach immortal life. She is echoed from the depths by the ignorant mind which refuses to progress. Savitri listens to these Madonnas and their echoes. She promises each of the mothers that when she has found her soul, she will return and bring them what they are lacking. To the mother of pity, she will bring strength so that her love shall become the powerful bond uniting all humankind. To the mother of strength, she will bring wisdom and light. Fear and weaknesses will be abolished from human lives, and the cry of the ego will fall silent. She tells the mother of light that she must nurse man's aspiration for the eternal and bring God down into his body and life. When she returns, the divine family will be born on earth. Then there shall be peace and joy, happy force and light in all the worlds, not only here, in all the worlds. So, for example, only one I'm bringing it here, the Savitri lines. Below is a reply to the mother of sorrows, because these lines are so powerful, which gives hope and faith in our life. Madonna of suffering, mother of grief divine, thou art a portion of my soul put forth. to bear the unbearable sorrow of the world. Because thou art, men yield not to their doom, but ask for happiness and strive with fate. Because thou art, the wretched still can hope, but thine is the power of to solace, not to save. One day I will return, a bringer of strength, and make thee drink from the eternal's cup. One day I will return, a bringer of strength, and make thee drink from the eternal's cup. His streams of force shall triumph in thy limbs, and wisdom's calm control thy passionate heart. Thy love shall be the bond of humankind. Compassion, the bright key of nature's acts. Misery shall pass abolished from the earth. Misery shall pass abolished from the earth. The world shall be freed from the anger of the beast, from the cruelty of the Titan and his pain. There shall be peace and joy forevermore. So, this is the hope and strength she brings to human beings. Again, we come across, if we speak about the debate between love and death, it will be a long one. Shweta even told me you can talk for 2 hours. Yes, of course, we can talk for hours and hours on Savitri. But I'm making it little short. So, Savitri is debating with death. Here is an answer of Savitri to death. So, these are the mighty words. O death, I have triumphed over thee within. I quiver no more with the assault of grief. A mighty calmness, seated deep within, has occupied my body and my sense. It takes the world's grief and transmutes to strength. It makes the world's joy one with the joy of God. My love eternal sits throned on God's calm. For love must soar beyond the very heavens. That is the power of love. So Savitri is the symbol of love, and she brought the divine love to us, to the earth and man. For love must soar beyond the very heavens and find its secret sense ineffable. It must change its human ways to ways divine, yet keep its sovereignty of earthly bliss. O death, not for my heart's sweet poignancy, not for my happy body's bliss alone, I have climbed from thee, the living Satyavan, but for his work and mine, our sacred charge. There is something, each and every individual has something to do in this life. We have to find that goal. Our lives are God's messengers beneath the stars. To dwell under death's shadow, they have come, tempting God's light to earth for the ignorant race. His love to fill the hollow in men's hearts. His bliss to heal the unhappiness of the world. For I, the woman, am the force of God. She, the Shakti. How, what a powerful word, you know. For I, the woman, am the force of God. He, the eternal's delegate soul in man. This remains our Sri Aurobindo's author's note. My will is greater than thy law, O death. My love is stronger than the bonds of fate. Our love is the heavenly seal of the Supreme. This is not conjugal love. This is the love that something else. My love is stronger than the bonds of fate. Our love is the heavenly seal of the Supreme. I got that seal against thy rending hands. Love must not cease to live upon the earth, for love is the bright link twixt earth and heaven. This is the only one link that connects us with the mother. Loving the mother, love for the mother, love our Lord. Love is the far transcendence angel here. Love is man's lean on the absolute. So we can concentrate on these lines and we can become that. Finally, Savitri shows her real self like a Vishwarupa darshan. She looked at death after the long debate between her and death. Here is her darshan. And Savitri looked on death and answered not. Almost it seemed as if in his symbol shape, the world's darkness had consented to heaven light. The world's darkness, our earthly darkness, had consented to heaven light. And God needed no more the inconscience scream. A mighty transformation came on her, a halo of the indwelling deity, the immortal's luster that had lit her face and tented its radiance in her body's house. Overflowing made the air a luminous sea. In a flaming moment of apocalypse, the incarnation thrust aside its veil. At that moment, the veil is removed and the Mahashakti came in front of death and transformed her like a light. Her forehead span vaulted the omniscient's gaze. Her eyes were two stars that watched the universe. The power that from her being's summit reigned, the presence chambered in lotus secrecy, came down and held the center in her brow, where the mind's lord in his control room sits. There throned on concentration's native seat, he opens the third mysterious eye in man, the unseen eye that looks at the unseen. When light with a golden ecstasy fills his brain, and the eternal's wisdom drives his choice, and eternal will seizes the mortal's will. It stirred in the lotus of her throat of song, and in her speech throbbed the immortal word. Her life sounded with the steps of the bird soul, moving in harmony with the cosmic thought, as glides God's sun into the mystic cave where hides his light from the pursuing gods. It glided into the lotus of her heart and woke in it the force that alters fate. It glided into the lotus of her heart and woke in it the force that alters fate. It poured into her navel's lotus depth, lodged in the little life nature's narrow home, and the body's longings grew heaven rapture's flower, and made desire a pure celestial flame. Broke into the cave where coiled word energy sleeps, and smote the thousand hooded serpent force. This is the Kundalini. It awakes, that blazing towered and clasped the world self above, joined matter's dumbness to the spirit's hush, and filled earth's acts with the spirit's silent power. So then the transformation is easy. The death also got transformed because of Savitri's love and light. She gets Satyavan back. Now comes the final test for Savitri. The God's everlasting day surrounds her. The divine being invites her to heaven. Ascend, O soul, into your blissful home. You are immortal. Rise up to heavenly bliss and lose yourself in infinite Satyavan. But Savitri answers, she is not fulfilled with her individual desire to bring back Satyavan. It is something else. This is the major difference between the Mahabharata story of Savitri and Sri Aurobindo's Savitri. She asks boon to transform the earth and make it as a life divine on earth. But Savitri answers, I know that I can lift man's soul to God. What an assurance. I know that Satyavan can bring immortality to earth. Allow us to accomplish the task that you have given us. This is the task given to all of us. The reply comes, Savitri, you are my force, my vision, my will, and my voice. If you will, if you will not wait for time and God, arise on a ladder of greater worlds to the infinity where no world can be. There, stamp your will on time. The heaven worlds vanish in spiritual light, and she hears, choose spirit, your supreme choice, not given again. Once it is given, then there will be no chance. So they offer this kind of no boon to Savitri. She is offered the peace of extinction in eternity. That is the mukti, individual mukti. So we are not here for that. Our integral yoga is also a collective yoga to transform our nature. Oneness with infinity, refuge in supreme power, withdrawn, and still the exquisite slumber of divine bliss. But Savitri asks instead for the divine peace, oneness, power, and bliss for earth and men. After a silence, a still blissful voice is heard. I give to earth and men everything you have asked for. The boon is granted, it is already here. You shall rise the earth soul to light and bring down God into the lives of men. Forever love, O beautiful slave of God, listen to life with Him, your heart desires. This is the most favorite line of our mother. She used to explain to Satprem in Mother's Agenda. Forever love, O beautiful slave of God, listen to life with Him, your heart desires. O Satyavan, O luminous Savitri, I sent you forth of old. You are my force at work to rise up earth's fate. He is the soul of man, climbing to God when the hour of the divine approaches. The mighty mother shall take birth in time and God shall be born in human clay, in forms made ready by your human lives. When we are ready, the avatar appears and helps us. Thus, Savitri returns to earth with Satyavan. We know the core theme of Savitri is Sri Aurobindo put in his epic poem in the last page. It is a powerful line, and Shraddhavan used to say, the theme is mysterious. Of course, it is mysterious. Let us look into these lines. Awaken to the meaning of my heart, that to feel love and oneness is to live, and this, the magic of our golden change, is all the truth I know or seek, O sage. Through the divine love, anything is possible in this world of chaos. Again, in the letter to his brother, Sri Aurobindo explains clearly about the ideal love. Because love means human love is something different. Sri Aurobindo clearly said it is a Vedic truth, it is not a conjugal love, what Savitri brings here. And fortunately, I came across this passage in his autobiographical notes. Ideal love is a triune energy, neither a mere sensual impulse, nor mere emotional, nor mere spiritual. These may exist, but they are not love. By itself, the sensual is only an animal need, the emotional, a passing mood, the spiritual, a religious aspiration which has lost its way. Yet all these are necessary elements of the highest passion. Sense impulse is as necessary to it as the warm earth matter at, at its root to the tree. Sense impulse is as necessary to it as the warm earth matter at its root to the tree. Emotion as the air which consents with its life. Spiritual aspiration is the light and the rain from heaven which prevent it from withering. My conception being an ideal struggle between love and death, two things are needed to give it poetical form: an adequate picture of love and adequate image of death. The love pictured must be on the ideal plane and touch, therefore, the farthest limit of strength in each of its three directions. The sensual must be emphasized to give it firm root and basis, the emotional to impart to it life, the spiritual to prolong it into infinite permanence. How he makes everything, all the lower nature into the light and higher nature. That is the speciality of Sri Aurobindo. All the time we are astonishing about his words. Even the lower nature, he never, keep it aside and make it as a good human being. All these should be transformed. That is our task, even if it is difficult. So we have to carry it out with the help of our Lord and the Mother. The sensual must be emphasized to give it firm root and basis, the emotional to impart to it life, the spiritual to prolong it into infinite permanence. And if at their limits of extension, the three meet and harmonize, if they are not triple but triune, it is not triple, three different things, but triune together, then is that love, a perfect love, and the picture of it, a perfect picture. So, I want to close my talk with these significant Savitri lines, which is very, very appropriate for this occasion. These lines were read by the mother. You can listen to it in the Aroma website. It is very powerful and I love it. At the head she stands of birth and toil and fate. In their slow round the cycles turn to her call. Alone her hands can change time's dragon face. Hers is the mystery the night conceals. The spirit's alchemist energy is hers. She is the golden bridge, the wonderful fire. The luminous heart of the unknown is she, a power of silence in the depths of God. She is the force, the inevitable word, the magnet of our difficult ascent, the sun from which we kindle all our suns, the light that leans from the unrealized vast, the joy that beckons from the impossible, the might of all that never yet came down. All nature dumbly calls to her alone to heal with her feet the aching throb of life and break the seals on the dim soul of man and kindle her fire in the closed heart of things. All here shall be one day her sweetness's home. All contraries prepare her harmony. Towards her our knowledge climbs, our passion gropes. In her miraculous rapture we shall dwell. Her clasp shall turn to ecstasy our pain. Our self shall be one self with all through her. In her conformed, because transformed in her. Our lives shall find in its fulfilled response above the boundless hushed beatitudes, below the wonder of the embrace divine. Thank you very much for listening to me. And again, my gratitude to Marsh and Aurobindo and to all the organizers of this event. Thank you.